Shall versus must in data contracts, privacy, and AI drafting guide. Two tiny words can change legal outcomes. In contracts and policies, shall and must signal different levels of obligation, which affects enforcement, liability, and trust. Clear wording also reduces privacy and AI risk by making responsibilities obvious for audits and regulators. Remember, your readers may not share your legal background. International teams often interpret shall as either a promise, a prediction, or a command, leading to disputes. Using precise verbs keeps engineers, lawyers, and executives aligned, speeds compliance work, and prevents costly ambiguity when things go wrong. Modern legal drafting favors must for obligations because it's short, direct, and hard to misread. Many courts and style guides warn that shall feels archaic and ambiguous, sometimes read as may, will, or is entitled to. Regulators and supervisors, especially in privacy, financial services, and safety, prefer wording that makes duties unmistakable. When your clause says a party must do something, enforcement gets simpler, compliance teams know exactly what to implement, and auditors can tick the box without interpretive debates. Use verbs on purpose. Must signals a present, enforceable duty or obligation. The processor must encrypt personal data. Shall often reads as a future action or intent, which can blur enforceability. The processor shall implement encryption, may invite timing arguments. Will is best for predictions or statements of fact, not duties. Backups will run nightly. For clean drafting, use must for obligations, will for future facts or schedules, and avoid shall unless your jurisdiction or template requires it and you define it clearly. For compliance steps, write duties with must. Be specific and name the actor. The controller must respond to access requests within 30 days. Tie obligations to laws to show the legal trigger. The processor must notify the controller of a breach within 24 hours to meet GDPR Article 33, or vendors must honor opt-out signals per CCPA. Precision helps engineers map tasks to tickets, gives DPOs a clear checklist, and proves to regulators that your contract operationalizes statutory requirements. Be explicit with AI data rules. For training limits, write: the vendor must not use client data to train models except for security features listed in Annex A. For fairness controls, the provider must conduct and log bias testing before each major release and retain results for 24 months. For audits, define boundaries. Client must receive audit access limited to security controls relevant to client data on 10 business days. Notice, once per year, unless a material incident occurs. Clear scope and timelines prevent friction and protect both parties. Pick one meaning per verb across the whole contract. If must creates obligations, don't switch to shall mid-document. Avoid mixing verbs in the same clause, like vendor shall/must encrypt, which invites fights over precedence. Write consequences beside the duty. If vendor fails to encrypt, vendor must notify client within 24 hours and provide remediation at vendor's cost. Consistent verbs, clean structure, and explicit remedies keep enforcement straightforward and reduce negotiation churn. Different systems read verbs differently. In common law contexts, courts increasingly prefer must for duties. In civil law jurisdictions, translators may default to future forms when they see shall, weakening obligations. Translate must consistently into the target language's mandatory form and confirm local enforceability. Also check statutes that require exact phrases. Some laws specify mandatory wording for consent, notices, or warranties. Align your contract verbs with statutory language to avoid conflicts and ensure recognition by regulators and courts. Prefer must for duties and may for rights or permissions. Avoid shall unless defined. Identify the actor, the action, and the deadline. Who must do what, by when. Specify scope and standards. References to GDPR, CCPA, or security frameworks. Attach verification. Logs, reports, audits, tests. Add remedies and escalation paths for breaches. Keep verbs consistent across the document. Use examples in annexes so teams can implement without guesswork. Clear, testable language turns legal promises into operational reality.